Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet, and we're going to do some numbers today. And based on the dashboards, that's what we're going to talk about. So what I did, just so that we wouldn't share any customer data, I went through the red rows on the dashboard. So let me show you what rows I went through. So on the dashboard, has started application and not completed within 5 days. I'm showing a bigger number here because I see the people who have applications that have not selected an agency. So of this 429, there's 177 that are actually not with a complete application. And if you look at the row on the dashboard and you click on the next steps, it tells you what you need to do to move those people out of that red row. So we're going to look now at some numbers for that red row. African American Christian Foundation has 18 in there. Albany Park Community Center has 7. Alternative schools, you've got a couple at a couple of different places. So I've got it broken down by location, and I will be posting this document. Angel of God Resources has 2. Asian Human Services, you have 2. Austin People's Action Center, you have 3. Freeport B&G, you've got 6. Chicago B&G, you've got 21. CAPS Cottage Grove, you've got 4. CAPS Roseland, you have 3. St. Sabina, 9. Centers for New Horizons, 3. Chicago Area Project, 7. Employee Connections, you have 20. Homework Hangout, you have 3. JCF&S has 2. Lawrence Hall, I don't know if you don't have any because you've got some numbers in here in some of the other spots. So I'm a little confused about that, but it's good if you don't have a number there. Leadership Development Institute, you have 7. Leslie Bates, 8. Madison, I don't see any numbers in any of the red rows. So that's either very good because you've got everything under control, or you don't have any customers. So I'm not quite sure what that really means here because I did not look at the green rows. Failings, you have 13 that have an application not complete in 5 days of starting it. Project Oz, you have 14. Public Image Partnership, 1. SGA 111th Street, you've got 3. Puerto Rican Cultural Center, you've got 8. UCAN, 4. And Westside Health Authority, you have 4. There's 252 customers in my row that do not have an agency assigned to them, that do not have a complete application. So if you've had customers, and I know I get emails back and forth with some of you guys, that you've got customers that haven't started this and haven't started that, check with them to make sure that they are assigned to your agency in your customer list. So we've got a question from Jay. How do we get to the reports page? And what you do, who wants to tell Jay how to get to the reports page? Anybody want to turn on your mic and tell Jay? You want me to do it for you? Okay, I will. Okay, so if you go to Illinois WorkNet and, okay, my computer keyboard just messed me up.
Hey Dee, this is Jay right here.
Yes.
Yes, I know how to get to the report. My question was, which tab was that particular page under?
Oh, okay. So that is, this page that I'm on right now is the Community Youth Employment Program.
Okay.
All right. And so then I'm looking at the red rows, and my number is statewide number. So
Right.
Your number is based on your agency. And looking at Project Oz again, it was 14 people in that row.
Okay.
All right. And then not verified. So on this row, this was a big number for me to count through, guys. So I would really love it if you guys could clean up some of these numbers so I don't have to count so many people for the next time. For the not verified, that's the status after application date. You have to go to the customer's page and verify the customer's eligibility to participate. And there are instructions linked right here from a PDF document. So you can see what you have to do to clear these people out of this row on the dashboard. So, oops. So on here, we have African American Christian Foundation has 113, Albany Park, alternative schools, each has some. So Matt, you've got to take a look at all of these people's. Angel of God, you've got 35. Austin People's Action Center, you have 1. Boys and Girls Club Freeport, you've got 2. Chicago, you've got 79. Somebody's doing mail or something, you got to mute yourself, okay? Then we've got CAPS, Cottage Grove and CAPS Roseland, 7 and 5. St. Sabina, 7. Chicago Area Project, 4. Employee Connections, 91. Homework Hangout, you've got 84. These numbers are pretty big. They can affect your PP&R. Lawrence Hall, 3. Leadership Development Institute, 52. Leslie Bates, you've only got 1. Failings, you've got 61. Project Oz, 18. Public Image Partnership, 15. SGA, 15 and 9 respectively. I'm sorry, 9 and 3 respectively. 91 for Puerto Rican Cultural Center, 35 for UCAN, Universal Family, 2, Westside Health, 6. All right, so those are people that have not been verified. You could be already working with them, but they're just not verified in the system. So if you guys can take care of these numbers, there are directions there so that you can follow through with what you have to do. Then we have 22 that are not enrolled for more than 5 days after the application. Now the yellow rows here, we've got initial program eligibility not verified. This is the caution light. So this is the one that if you see these people in this row, you need to take care of them. If they get to this row, that's what I'm tracking here. Fanalise says, what if the youth started the application but has decided not to join the program? Should we close them out? I would say yes, because then they won't affect your numbers. They'll move to one of these gray rows. Okay. All right, so now we've got 22 on that row. And we've got just sporadic little numbers. The biggest one here is failing, so you've got 5. Otherwise, it's 1s, 2s. Chicago Area Project, you have 4. I will post this document. Now, next I went to the CYEP worksite placement. What is the goal of this program? Anybody want to type it in the chat pod or open up your mic and say it?
Sustainable employment.
Employment. Okay, so for worksite placement, we have, let me get this page going. I thought I had already clicked. Sorry. We have 1,751 youth on here. Somebody's trying to open mail or something, and you need to mute yourself. We have 1,715 customers with no placement. If you are still working with the customer, you got to get them placed, but you need to upload payroll. You need to, if they're no longer participating in the program, you need to update the progress page in the case closure section. That will clean out a lot of those customers out of there. So if they're not participating, close them out. If they flaked on you and they just never showed back up, close them out. If you've been in communication with them and something's going on, get them to an inactive status. But you need to clean up this number. and I didn't even bother counting this one because it was just too big. It would have taken me an hour and a half just to count that number. We've got 57 youth that are in a subsidized wage with inactive status for more than 30 days. So let me pull that one up. And this is inactive 30 plus days. African American, you got 3. Austin People Action Center, you got 2. Centers for New Horizon, 4. Leslie Bates Davis, 1. Public Image Partnership, 30. So public image, you got to take care of some people in there. SGA on 4th has 5, and you have 11. All right, going back to the last row on the dashboard, we've got customers marked as subsidized wages and beyond for beyond the 90-day time period. This is just a matter of closing out the youth for the subsidized wage, putting them into the regular wage. So if you look at the next steps on this, you need to make sure that the customer is transitioned from subsidized to unsubsidized, and update the customer's worksite placement wages to show they are in fully unsubsidized employment. And there is a handout, an instruction for you to follow that's right here. So we have 524 people in that list. And on my spreadsheet here, we have 15 for African American, 20 for Asian Human Services, 26 for Austin People's Action Center, 3 for Freeport, 10 for Chicago B&G. We have 5 for CAPS Roseland. St. Sabina, I got lost when I was counting yours, so I think you have 111. It could be 101, it could be 121. Centers for New Horizon, you've got 21. Chicago Area Project, 12. Employee Connections, you've got 56 on the list. Leadership Development Institute, you have 51 on the list. Leslie Bates, you've got 62 on the list. Phalanx, 25. Project Oz, 11. Public Image, 3. SG&A on 4th Street, it's 62. Puerto Rican Cultural Center is 2. And you've got 19. Now, I did not go into the performance reports because those are based on many of the things that you need to be doing with their actual career plan. But if you can take care of some of these numbers and you're in there working on those customers, then you can update their career plan that will also update your performance report. So Jay said that PDF will walk us through how to move them to unsubsidized. That was here. Let me double check that while I've got everybody on the phone. And if it doesn't, we will make sure that there are some instructions to move them to the unsubsidized. And I will include those instructions on the link on the Career Partner page. So we've got to add a worksite. This is worksite preferred method for adding customers. Editing employer information and contacts, that's employer. Payroll upload history. All right, I don't see it on this document, so thank you, Jay. I will make sure that we have moved to unsubsidized instructions uploaded to this webinar space on the notes to make sure that everybody knows how to do this. So thank you for asking that question. Is the performance report page down? Oh, okay. So we do have some updates coming out. So let me go to the reports. And Cody told me about this last Friday, I believe, because we did have a couple of emails. I had a couple of emails come in to ask about that. And I do believe that the assessment page is the one that is being worked on right now. So if you go to CYEP reporting, there's the 4 tabs across the top, and I do believe that it is the assessment one that is not working right now. I will also find out when that will be working again, and we'll put a little note up on the assessments tab. Yes, the other 3 are working, the assessments one is not. So I apologize for that, but we are trying to update some of that information. All right, let me get back to my sheet and make sure that I've got everybody checked in that is here. Is anybody from African American or Albany Park on the webinar? Either type in the chat pod or open up your mic and let me know. I've got Matt from, so these all are covered then. Angel of God resources? Nope. Asian is on. Aunt Martha's. I didn't see anybody that I recognize from Aunt Martha's. Austin, Boys and Girls Club. Anybody from either of the Boys and Girls Clubs? Caps, either of the Caps? St. Sabina, are you on? Chicago Area Project, are you on? Employee Connections, I did see Regina just checked in, so I'll add her. Homework Hangout. Who's next? Lawrence Hall, Leadership, Leslie Bates. My 3 L's. And Madison County, Public Image, not seeing anybody. SGA either, Puerto Rican Cultural Center, UCAN, Universal Family, or West Side. All right, I will transfer this attendance to the attendance sheet that I keep for weeks after weeks. Our next webinar will be next Tuesday. We'll go through these numbers again and any other information that I can share. If you have questions during the course of the week, please email me. Let me know. If it's something about DHS, please copy Nicole. Okay, so Boys and Girls Club Chicago. Fanalee, you need to put your name and your agency when you check in so that I can track that. And I asked what agency you were from earlier, and I didn't get a response. So.
Hello, Dee?
Yes.
We have a question from AHS.
Sure, ask it.
Hi, so my question is, when we upload payroll information, do we only upload the ones who are in subsidized employment, or the ones who've also made the transition to unsubsidized?
You need to upload the payroll for the people that you are subsidizing their employment. Because that's what's going to count against your grant dollars. So you have to make sure that you're uploading those for sure. And then you still need to track for the 270 days their retention. So being in touch with them is important, but you really only have to upload the subsidized wages.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure. And then Leora, I'm having trouble adding a staff person to Partner Tools. Once we're done, Leora, I'll stop the recording and then we'll walk through that.
Right, yeah, so we tried.
Oh, that's lovely sound.
Sorry, sorry, we tried, I'm in here with a coworker, and we tried emailing, and I just didn't hear back, and so I wasn't sure if there's a faster way to make that happen.
Well, we have to assign somebody from your agency to do that, and I didn't get any emails from any of the organizations to tell me who was the person that was supposed to be responsible for adding those contacts. So if you, who's the person from your agency that I need to give those rights to?
It would probably be my supervisor, who's Nanette Cohen.
Okay.
Should I email this to you?
Yes, please.
Or,
yes, please.
okay.
And
Okay,
then,
and so then she
and
can
you
give
have
her
the
the rights, and then she
directions?
can add other people.
Yeah, once she has rights, then she can assign other people the rights, or she can add the person. And you got those
Okay.
directions off of the partner tools?
Yeah, I can find it. It's
Okay.
on the partner tools.
Correct. Let me show everybody again just where that is. So we've got, okay, let me open up in here instead of trying to go through my dashboard. So under the full list of resources, we have requesting access to partner tools. It's a PDF right here. Let me make sure that this is all published here. All right, so it's the PDF right here that says requesting access to partner tools. Those directions will tell you how to add the customer, or I'm sorry, to add the staff person. And then
Have those changed? Because I know before, like when I was added, my supervisor had just emailed and asked that I be added to like info at.
correct. And
And
we just updated the instructions and talked about it on last week's webinar about how you guys can do that. And it was requested that everybody send an email. So if you didn't watch the recording or if you weren't on the webinar, then you might not have known to do that.
Got it.
All right. So you can access that, follow those directions. I do need an email from who needs to have rights to add the people from your agency.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. All right. Anybody else have any questions that I can answer for you? All right. Well, you all have a great rest of your day, and we will talk again next Tuesday. Thanks a lot.